Welcome. First of all, I want to say thank you for 1,150 subscribers. I would not have made it this far without you guys. Today, I'm going to talk about my 2020 and showcase some of the things that have happened to me and also provide some conclusions that I've drawn. The phrase that sums up my 2020 is, "It is what it is." This year, I didn't really force or push myself to do anything new. Sure, I still made videos, sure I continued tutoring, and sure I started a TikTok. And I also started a new channel. In my mind, I was lazy with all of it, only doing it when I wanted to or needed to, instead of doing it to the point where it will benefit my life in the long run. But knowing me, after some time, my motivations and wants have a tendency to shift and change. So I chose not to work on things as much, like this channel and my various other projects. In the end, I don't mind it, since I am just chilling now and accepting me for being me. But there are definitely some instances where I start to question, what the heck am I doing with my time? Am I just going to keep self-indulging and not create the things I said I wanted to create? Yup. Even with this video, I was planning to hop on Discord and be reactive, choosing not to work on it today, and will instead do it tomorrow. Thankfully, I'm starting to develop a want to change again. Anyhow, onto what happened in the year. I was a first-year university student at Monash University studying a Bachelor of IT. It was held online for the most part, and it was kinda ass, to be honest. I didn't really like the online format since I'm mainly going to university for the social aspect, as well as to build up connections. So I just passed all my units and SFR'd, which means that the scores for the 2 semesters are not counted towards my GPA and WAM. Most of my uni motivation seemed to have very similar trends to my year 11 and year 12 work ethic, where for the first couple of weeks I would ace it, then choose an easier way out towards the end, becoming more lazy and less inclined to rock up or do things. During this time, I also considered thoughts of switching degrees, maybe into comp sci, maybe into engineering. However, I grew content with IT and was like, if I switch, I might be at university for another 3 or more years. For me, I don't want to stay in university for that long, and would rather give myself the freedom to do whatever I want. I did get an offer to switch into a double degree for arts and IT, but I chose not to take it as I'd have to take compulsory art units. I am thankful for my ability to socialize and organize the group chats with others doing the same course as me, as that allowed me to go into an online learning environment with a few familiar faces, and also provide others to hang out with when possible. This year, I continued being a tutor for selective school entrance. This made me realize that there's a lot that I have to do in order to be a successful or a helpful tutor. Back in the earlier half of the year, I had to make resources each week and also had to come up with a lesson plan. So for the most part, it was a difficult yet interesting experience, which I plan to continue going forward. I also created some tests that are purchasable online, but I didn't do as nearly as much as I wanted. My vision board, which I updated in the latter half of the year, showcased some of the resources that I wanted to make. However, after my students finished their exams in July, I no longer worked on it, choosing to just do whatever. Future selective school videos should be coming soon around the results I had in 2020 and how the program works. If I was to sum up my self-confidence during 2020, it would look like this. Many different factors affected my own self-confidence, from my ATAR and the expectations set upon myself, the flaws that I brought from a past relationship, and my inability to do what I say. This has gradually gotten better and is still something I am working on till this day. But I also think lockdown and staying at home all day really got to me. I didn't enjoy it at all, and it just forced the same old habits of wake up, do some uni work, maybe create tutoring resources, or create a TikTok, then play games till really late. Rinse and repeat, that was my life for the rest of 2020. As in, don't get me wrong, it was fun for the first few weeks, but I started to get bored after a while. In my mind, I don't regret it. It is just something to keep note of going forward. That I definitely prefer real life interactions and more quality time over playing a lot of games. I also feel as though my thoughts around not being in the present affected a lot of my interactions with others. This is another trait of mine which I am making note of to improve on with time. Going into 2021, I hope to continue to accept myself and improve going forward. Socially, I feel as though this year has made me realize who my good and close friends are versus those who I'm just friends with. I won't say their names, but these people definitely impacted and helped my life a lot this year, and I'm quite grateful for having them. Cue the showcase.
I don't know where I am, I don't know where you take me, I don't know where you take me. trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this love, cause I'm a prisoner.
Is that really not good?
I just want to look my way and never back to you.
So, what are your reactions? I see disappointment. Water ASMR.
Give me more water.
Also started to drink a bit this year. Most of the uni hangouts are centered around it, and socializing. I've been to maybe 4 or 5 drinking hangouts this year, although I don't think I've ever been drunk to the point where I pass out or can't remember what happened. I also haven't experienced a hangover or have munted yet, but if you are curious as to how these events go, I do post quite a bit of it on my Instagram stories and live streams. Financially, I hit my goals for 2020. I wanted to have 10k in investments this year, which I managed to obtain through my early investments into Tesla stock. I own 10 TSLA and a few stocks in the ASX. These have enabled me to be more carefree with money, knowing that I have a decent amount to rely on or fall back on if need be. I do want to highlight some of my thought patterns with money. In particular, I didn't follow my money rules 100% of the time this year. I bought some unnecessary tech, which could have improved and increased my investments. At the moment, I have around 5 revenue streams: youth allowance, my dimension, which is stationery reselling, YouTube AdSense, JT selective school tutoring, and occasional commission builds from PCs that I get from friends and friends of friends. The plan is to scale MD and JT to 5 figures each in 2021. In regard to most of my other goals or to-dos on my vision board, not much else was completed. If I was being honest, although I had objectives listed, I didn't really work on them. For majority of this year, I could say I was more reactive and more prone to self-indulging on my computer or going out over sitting down and working on the things I said. Do I think this is bad? Yes, because I am not doing what I say I wanted to do. The real question I am asking myself is, do I really want to do this? Though. Lately, it's been no and yes, since there will be times that I do and don't work. Right now, I am enjoying the fact that I can socialize, but would like to start integrating more work into my day-to-day, as my interest in some games are starting to decrease. Plans going forward. I won't be making any promises that I don't think I'll keep. So there might be more random videos or not that many promises in regard to what videos will come out. I do know for this channel I will be focusing on questions that I either had for myself and have found suitable answers for, or I will talk about my process towards getting to an answer. So this might mean more videos around selective schools or questions or thoughts I've had around VCE, uni, programming, or even making money. If you did get to this part of the video, I just want to say thank you for watching despite my lack of uploads. Thank you again for supporting me, and I hope to see you in the next one.